So we first ran across your story a couple days ago. You already have a location in Northern Virginia, correct?
Yes, sir. We're off of Elm Street in McLean.
Okay. Now McLean is that's not a huge commercially built-up area. It's near Tyson's Corner, which is, chock full of retail. And now you want to open up another establishment in Arlington, Virginia, again along a busy highway, right?
Yes, that's the goal.
Okay, lots of cars driving by. Hopefully, lots of potential customers coming in. But the neighborhood listserv in Arlington is full of people, James, who apparently are very upset about the prospect of Nova Firearms coming to town.
Yep. We first heard about it a little over a week ago. We had a customer that tipped us off about the listserv email chain. So we found out about it pretty much the same time as the rest of the world.
So from what I've read, James, the chief argument seems to go something like, we don't want a gun store here. We like our neighborhood the way it is, and if there's a gun store that goes in, I'm not shopping in that shopping center anymore.
Exactly.
So what would you tell these folks?
The gun store is not a bad thing. If anything, we cater to a lot of local, federal, and state law enforcement officers. They're always in and out of the shop. It'll bring a bigger police presence to the area, in my opinion.
These residents might not see that as an upside. You do realize, there might be people that say, well, we don't want more police around here.
I don't know. Well, they say that they feel safer because the police are their security, because they don't want guns because they have the police. Right?
So you're saying, well, you'll bring more in.
Exactly.
Okay. One of the other objections that we'll talk with James about is the fact that kids could see this gun store, right? No parent, not even in Arlington, not even the most helicoptering of helicopter parents, has suggested that James and the folks at Nova Firearms would be selling guns to kids, but that kids might walk by on the way to school or even drive by in a car outside and see this. And what kind of message does this send to children that there's a gun store around, James?
They're concerned that kids walking to the 7-Eleven are going to see guns in the window. They're not going to be in the window. All of our guns are planned to be on the back wall in locked cabinets. Kids aren't allowed in the store unless they're accompanied by an adult. They're certainly not allowed to handle the firearm if they're under 18. I don't see that argument as a valid one, in my opinion.
All right, so they filed this petition at change.org. They're not petitioning the city of Arlington. They're petitioning your potential landlord. So I've got to ask, James, have you heard from your landlord at all?
The past few days, we've been kind of quiet. We haven't heard much from him. We had the lease already signed. So we signed a lease back in March for a 5-year term. So for him to break it, it won't be legal. So we're still working out the details. I'm hoping that he doesn't change his mind and he isn't pressured. We have another petition that's going on as well to support us in opening in Arlington.
Oh, good. And I do have to say, I looked at the comments the other day for that petition in opposition to Nova Firearms opening, and I did notice, James, that there were a lot of people who signed that petition. They said simply so they could comment on how stupid this petition was. So it's not like every signatory actually agrees with this petition here.
I saw that too. And also, another comment along those lines, there are people signing their kids' names and, 10 years old, supposedly signing this petition against us as well as Goofy and Daffy Duck and Mickey Mouse, a couple others that I won't say out loud.
So you're just moving forward then, it sounds like, James. When do you anticipate opening Nova Firearms in Arlington?
Well, our display cabinets will be delivered next week. All the grid wall ready for the accessory walls is already there. We've redone the floor. We've painted all the walls. We even put in a ramp so that we'll be ADA certified. We're hoping for a grand opening of mid-August.
All right. Will you let us know? I'd love to come out for the grand opening.
we will get you an invitation.
That would be fantastic. Well, we've got just a couple minutes here. Let me ask you, James, just a little bit about yourself. What made you decide to become an FFL and open up a gun store?
Well, it actually started as a hobby. I was living in Maryland at the time. Believe it or not, I got my FFL in Maryland at my house, which a lot of people are surprised at. So
they haven't banned that yet, have they?
They're working on it, I believe. They're trying to get rid of like the kitchen table FFLs. But yeah, well, we somehow got through and we got our FFL in Maryland. I work full-time in Virginia, and one of my buddies I work with worked for Nova Firearms part-time. And the former owner of Nova Firearms took a job up north and had to sell. And my buddy knew I had my FFL, and he came to me, said, hey, you should really talk to the owner and see if you guys can come to an agreement to purchase Nova Firearms, and we can pretty much take over when he steps out. And that's what we did. That's pretty awesome. You pleased with how everything's worked out so far? Oh, yeah, especially with being in McLean. We're a small shop. We're really not, we don't have a bunch of arrows pointing to where we are. Everybody comes to the door. I've lived here for 2 years, never knew you were here. You get that all the time. So even though we're kind of hidden, we stay pretty busy. Business has been great, and now with all the support we're getting all over the U.S., to be honest with you, it's really helping us out a lot.